Stay with me on all this because the order is important. After yesterday morning's shoot-around, Caitlin Clark was asked by The Athletic's Jim Trotter about being used as a pawn in culture wars. This was her response.
It's not something I can control, so, I don't put too much thought and time into thinking about things like that, and to be honest, I don't see a lot of it. Like I've said, basketball's my job. Everything on the outside, I can't control that, so I'm not going to spend time thinking about that. People can talk about what they want to talk about, create conversations about, whatever it is, but I think for myself, I'm just here to play basketball. I'm here to have fun. I'm trying to help our team win. Obviously, we've won 3 games, and, we feel like we've been in a position to win a few more than that, and, my focus is on helping us do that, but I don't, pay much mind to all of that, to be honest.
Then early yesterday afternoon, the Connecticut Sun's Dejanay Carrington, who has become a rival of Caitlin's after guarding her in the 3 games the Sun and Fever have played, tweeted this, apparently responding to Caitlin's answer to Jim Trotter. Dog, how one cannot be bothered by their name being used to justify racism, bigotry, misogyny, xenophobia, homophobia, and the intersectionalities of them all is nuts. We all see the SH. We all have a platform. We all have a voice, and they all hold weight. Silence is a luxury. End of tweet. Then before last night's Fever home game, Caitlin was asked by The Athletic's James Boyd about her name being weaponized for racism and misogyny. This was her answer then.
I think it's disappointing. I think, everybody in our world, deserves the same amount of respect. The women on our league deserve the same amount of respect. So people should not be using my name to push those agendas.
Okay, Keyshawn, your thoughts on all of the above?
It's a lot, right?
It's a lot.
Well, I think first off, what Caitlin said about things being out of her control, it is out of her control. She can't control people saying some of the things that they're saying. She can't. She just can't.
Okay, but then Dejanay was suggesting she should respond to it.
But
okay, yeah.
I was going to say, she can't run from it.
Yeah.
You have to embrace it. You first of all, let's just call it what it is on the table. You are a white young lady from Iowa who was drafted as the #1 overall pick, who has been given the majority of the credit of the turnaround or the increase in whatever popularity you want to call it for the W.
Yep.
And a lot of the women that were already at the W feel like that they was helping this league move in the right direction to begin with.
Yep.
But all of their credit and all of their goodwill that was built over the years that they've been in the W has all of a sudden been passed to her. This is the way they're feeling. And now when these tough questions come up, she's a young lady, though, too, now, that she isn't embracing it and having a conversation about it. She's running from it. And then at the same time, she's kind of, for me, and I like Caitlin Clark, and I like what she's done in college and what she's trying to do in the pros and all those sort of things. But here's what I would say. Don't try to sell me and make me think that you don't see what's going out there in the world with your name, because at the same time, you say you don't pay attention to it, you don't see it, but yet and still, you say you don't understand why they're using your name doing these things. You can't have it both ways, Skip. You just can't, and I understand this is all new to her.
Yeah, it is.
It's totally new, I get that.
Yeah.
I get it's all new to her, but somebody, whether it's the Fever organization, her camp, because I'm sure she got one of these big old giant sports agencies because she's making a lot of off-the-court money and the whole deal. So she's got a team of people that need to kind of maybe grab her, sit down with her, and really go over these fine line things that could be trigger points for other players in this league to get her to really understand these are the things that are happening. And so let's figure out a way to be a part of these conversations without running from them. Because what you're going to get is you're going to keep getting Dejanay's saying these sort of things as long as Caitlin keeps saying what she's saying and acting like she don't see this. We all see everything everybody say about us. I'm not a big social media person, okay, at all. But don't think I don't see what people say, because I got friends and I got family and I got son that will tell me, hey, man, look, Dad, what are they? That's just the reality of it. And she has friends and family that can tell her the same thing. So don't say you don't see it, you don't pay attention to it. Don't do that to us. Just, it's coming. Just keep playing back. Can't go 3 of 11 for 7 points either. Can't do that, in a game, because this conversation is going to keep coming. Because like I said before, at some point, she's going to have to play better to stop the noise. If she doesn't play better on a consistent basis, these type of conversations from a negative standpoint are going to keep happening to her, is because how she's come into the league. That's my thing.
So what I hear from her, think about this, and let's put this all in perspective. She's still a kid.
Yeah, she's young.
She's been thrust into this superstardom spotlight that now, once her stage has gotten bigger from college to the pros, now it goes into politics, it goes into a number of things that comes with being who she is. And, it's a lot of things just being in the sports world I didn't want to do. And, you feel like you have a responsibility to do it. Now, when I hear her speak, she just wants to play sports. She just wants to play ball.
Yeah.
And it's not her duty to please everybody off the court and answer all these questions, because, I remember when these type of things happened to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan didn't speak on a lot of things people, thrust at him.
Hey, I'm glad you brought it up. I wrote it. I was going to bring it up.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
he went his entire career, and he said,
went
no,
out
leave me
entire
alone.
career.
No,
He wasn't in no
I don't wanna get
political
involved.
debates.
No.
He wasn't in no speaking for different people. It's just when you grow up and you start playing this kids game that we all grew up playing professional, that's all you thought about was playing the game. But then now you get thrust into such a big platform to where you can influence certain subjects. You can influence certain political issues. And if you choose not to do it, everybody can't be Bill Russell. Everybody can't be Muhammad Ali. Everybody can't be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jim Brown. Jim Brown.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be that. And that's understandable. So, I feel her. I feel what she's saying. She just wants to hoop. She's just a kid out of college, and all these different type of responsibilities been thrust upon her. Maybe she'll grow into that as she continues to get older and get better and things of that nature. But I don't feel she has to be responsible to answer and clear all the narratives that have been created around her platform, things that's going on because of what she's elevated.
Yeah. So I love both your points. To your point, just remember, she's 22, and it's like she just left school, because it was a whirlwind of, she got 2 weeks off, and she's the first pick, and she's being promoted, and all of a sudden, she's playing games in the W. And it's hard, man, because they're really good. And she admits she needs to get in the weight room, and she's getting pushed around, and she's having some hard times. And last night, especially in the fourth quarter, she had a really hard time. She turned it over 4 times in the fourth quarter last night, went 0 for 2, and they almost blew a 15-point halftime lead. So she's having all her growing pains that should have been predictable.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm with Paul in that when she says, I just want to play basketball, it doesn't mean that she doesn't have a heart for all this, a soul for all this. She's just trying to figure out the basketball first before she mounts her soapbox to take stands on all these issues. I hear bits and pieces in her answers of capability of taking the stands that you need her to take, that she's going to be required to take, that Michael Jordan never took.
Yep.
But it's going to take a little time. I think she deserves just a little bit of break for a while before you hold her feet to the fire, because I think it's going so fast that